Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading Date Game. I trust you are majestically magnificent. It is the Wednesday day of the markets and things are happening. We got ourselves the SPY and boy are we bouncing hard. It looks beautiful. I love it. So good. In fact, we had a very nice gap, and again, yesterday in the afternoon swing trading room, I was talking about this 280.61 as a very nice target for some of those SPY trades. If I'm going back in time, looking at and kind of comparing some candles and some wave rotation, it just makes sense that we're in some sort of movement like this, right? Where you got that really quick drop, trade up, secondary rollover, and then really strong movement out of it, where again I still do eventually think strongly, in fact, that we can have and likely will have another equal low that comes in at some point. Don't know exactly when that low is going to come in. Doesn't really matter. I'll be buying it, but something like this, again, that's worst case scenario. But all I'm saying is if and when we come back down to these equal lows, I'm totally cool with that. And if we don't, I'm also fine with that. As you all know, I'm one of the only perma bulls out there on the internet, always looking for the opportunity to buy the salsa. Well, I shouldn't say always. There'll be a time where I won't be as bullish as I am right now. But I still think the market makes new all-time highs. For all those subscribers on the YouTube channel, you've been knowing that I've been mentioning that continuously, even though we've been dropping, that we're going to get new all-time highs. This is a great Santa rally. This is a retest gap on the SPY. So any type of retest or gap up tomorrow, we probably get a little bit of a fade. The 100s right here. So if we gap up tomorrow, I'm expecting a little bit of a fade down. 3 beautiful, strong, bullish days in a row. And the Real Life Trading crew has a lot of bullish swings out there. We're in bullish on Procter & Gamble, ticker symbol PG. We're in bullish on Whirlpool, ticker symbol WHR. Had a weekly option set up on Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. We got Delta Airlines, ticker symbol DAL. Got very close to getting stopped out of that yesterday, so that's good that is slowly in our favor. That's good. But anyway, I mean, as far as bullish trades are concerned, let's see what the market continues to give us. And this really was a nice bounce out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are newer to day trading, newer to trading, or newer to real life trading in general, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to print out this chart right here on Etsy. If you are looking for and would like to know what the perfect bullish gap is, I know a lot of you are looking for examples of bullish gap and goes, and you're looking for great examples of great gaps. This is the great Gatsby for sure, and so perfect. What I'll do is I'll kind of write in here lower low and lower high. So yesterday's candle makes a lower low and lower high with increased volume. You had 3 bearish candles in a row. We gapped above a resistance, so that resistance was, kind of right above here. But you're also gapping above the 100 simple on a daily chart. This was a terrific and stupendous gap. And I was mentioning how bullish I was on Etsy since before the market opened and even last night. Just loved the gap. Look at this 5-minute pre-market support and resistance. I mean, so obvious, right? You got this really nice channel. In fact, I can come in here and draw this really quick for you. So here's kind of like that pre-market channel right here. And once it broke above there, which was in the first few minutes of the day, there was no reason to not be bullish on this. So this particular trade setup that you see is the one that a lot of real-life traders took early this morning. Playing the first 1-minute candle was a high wave indecision bullish candle. Break above that, buy it, but either buy the breakout or buy the retest. It broke out, retested, and then off to the races. That was a tremendous gap. Again, print this one out, put it on your desk. if you are trying to practice and get better at bullish gap and goes on earnings, because this wasn't even the only one. There was another one that I personally did not play, and there were some traders who missed out on this one because it did move so fast, but it was TWLO, also another phenomenal bullish gap and go on earnings, just trapping everybody. Everybody's getting trapped on these 3 bearish candles, and again, just right above that resistance. Here's your 1 minute chart. Again, gap and goes, you're normally playing them a little bit more aggressively. And the very, first, if I turn off the extended hours, the very first 1 minute candle was a bearish candle on a 1 minute chart. So if you're getting in, you have your entry here above that high, your stop probably below the low of the second candle. There it is, 82.68 by 80.68. It's $2 of risk. Home run. And if you didn't play that, then here's the 3 minute chart on Twilio, which again, I was moving today. So Ashley and myself, we just bought a house. We signed on it on Monday, and today was moving day. So Etsy was the only one I got a chance to snag. But look at this 3 minute S-curve. Boom, shakalaka, breakout. Ladies and gentlemen, no excuse for not playing one of those 2 gaps. They were perfect in every way possible for the bullish sentiment and just the bullish approach. So if you had to play one of the 2, if you were looking at playing a bullish gap and go today, those are the ones, and just absolutely splendid. So anyway, feel free to print those out, put them on your desk, study them, watch them, look at them, whatever you need to do. Feel free to do that, and hopefully that'll help you. Let's go look at some stocks that were requested. Here's ARMN. I think this was it. AMRN. AMRN. This is one that a few traders are looking at, and it's a little on the high side right now. Yeah, so I wouldn't be buying it just yet. It's moved a little bit since this gap back here in September. So I would say at best, first pullback, you're looking at 1987, which is the previous, all-time high from back here in 2011. About that 1987 area. So you could probably start tiptoeing some there, and then really start adding more if and when, mostly when, it pulls back to 1525. This chart looks exactly like Turtle Beach to me. Here's HEAR. So we might have some higher moves to go on AMRN. That's totally fine. If we do, play them. But it will come down. It will have that retracement, that retest. And if it does, just don't get caught holding any bags, and buy the dip when you get a good price to buy that dip. Here's General Motors, requested by a really nice trader who said that real life trading should have more subscribers on YouTube. Tamar, I agree. I would love help on growing our subscriber base on YouTube. If you know any friends who are interested in trading, feel free to send them our way. I appreciate that kind comment though, Tamar. Very nice of you. General Motors. I'd probably shy away from it right now because it's really very sideways. You got the 100, 200 simple moving average. The 100's right in front of our face on the weekly, and the 200's right in front of our face on the daily. Unless, of course, you're day trading it and you're watching on like a 15-minute chart or something. If that's the case, then sure, you probably are able to scoop up a small gain on General Motors. I would just look for a pullback, especially with this type of trend. I look for a quick snapback, buy the dip around 36 and some change, and then just really quickly trade it into those long-term moving averages. Next on the list is Square, requested by Matthew Duxbury and numerous others. Square coming out with earnings tonight, and right now it's down a little bit, which is actually quite great because this is a retest gap. The low of today is 78.44. So I'm imagining that Square will probably open down around where we are, flash lower, scare some people, and then it'll dip and be a buying opportunity once again. It'll depend on how it opens, honestly. I mean, if it opens perfectly below the low of today, sure, some people will be trapped without question, and I'll see some quick selling. But really, pre-market, this look honestly looks exactly like I thought it would. So I'm gonna go back and look through some of their numbers on Square as far as earnings are concerned here in the Energy Wednesday afternoon swing trading room that's just right around the corner. But a lot of traders did this 55 put sale on Square for next Friday. What I personally plan on doing is I would love to buy Square at 65, given the opportunity to do so, or especially 55. 99% chance that I buy to close this one tomorrow and then sell a December. I'll probably sell some 65, like maybe a contract at 65, 60, and a contract or two at 55. It's kind of just my plan and my thoughts on that. But overall, I like the breakout. I like the gap. It is a little bit of a bearish gap, no question. It will scare some people. Some people will probably freak out. And worst case scenario, it scares some people. It flushes all the way back down to like 62 and some change and then bounces. If it does that, rest assured, some Newsome nuggets are going to be hopping in to Square and getting some gainages. All right, GALT was also requested. Gout. I got the gout. Give me that gout. GALT. Here's the weekly chart, and it looks okay. I like how the long-term moving averages have crossed. That's kind of cool. Daily chart looks all right. You had this kind of bearish candle. Really interesting candle today. Very, very small. If I was going to play anything on GALT, I would play an entry above here, 518, which is above the high of the November 2nd candle and this high. And my stop would probably be either 475 or 453. One of those two. But you could really just bracket trade this super small candle. Otherwise, it's probably just going to be chop city for a while. All right, last but not least, here's the other request that I got was Microsoft. And Microsoft, beautiful trade down to the 200. I talked about this one in one of the trading rooms not too long ago where I mentioned, actually it was specifically on this day, on the 29th of October. I was like, hey guys, look for Microsoft to kind of flash down into the 200, buy it off of that particular price, hang on. Very pretty gap today on Microsoft. I did not even see this gap today. There are so many gaps out there I didn't even notice this one. But this is an A+, 10 out of 10, phenomenal gap. If you want to practice your smaller gaps, non-earning gaps, or bullish retest gaps, this is one that you could practice. I mean, this is perfect. A+, 10 out of 10. You get this consolidation. You get this high wave, indecisive candle from yesterday. You're gapping above all of the wicks and resistances from recently. Here's the 3-minute chart. Here's how I would trade Microsoft. Oh, heavens. Oh, look at that S-curve. Give me a break. So pretty. So bang, bang, bang. And you're buying somewhere right around here, 110 and some change. Buying the dip, buy the salsa. Stops down there below the moving averages. You're going with the trend. It's just a wonderful gap on Microsoft. So realistically, at this point, just throw on that hourly chart, and it's likely in a bullish trend. So buy a dip on Microsoft, maybe 110.68, and your other, maybe another half a position could be at 108.09. But I do expect some of these gaps on the broader markets to fill at some point. And once those fill, we'll be back off to the races. But again, still thinking the market makes new all-time highs at some point. Not necessarily this year. It's certainly possible, but I'm all for it. Whatever the next dip comes, just like the one we just had, buy it. A lot of traders making some good money today. I'm pumped. Hope you're pumped. Folks from around the world, I'll see you on Friday. And until then, remember, love life, and trade it. Bye.